make sure the turret is nothing to worry about. Whoops, probably should have used that one. And of course it doesn't auto-stack itself. Is this the Holiness and whoever else? It looks like it.
Her Holiness? It's strange seeing you as just another person.
Yes, I'm just another ordinary human being like you. My name is Nicolette Duclair.
Chairman Dumier, the leader of your opposition, has taken a special interest in your safety.
The WTO wishes no harm to come to Her Holiness. This summit was to be an opportunity to soothe the tensions between our organizations and to root out the extremists causing trouble in Trier.
I'm impressed that you would protect the leader of your adversaries.
It's okay, Chief Morgan. We can tell her the truth.
The truth?
Alex, the WTO and Order are not as they seem. They are but different faces of the same organization.
Aha!
Illuminati, an ancient secret society to which Chad and I are the heirs. My mother was the Illuminatus Beth Duclair. The WTO and Order are merely the tools Chad and I are presently using to elevate humanity to the next level.
I know, it's overwhelming. I've dedicated myself to the WTO only to find out it's just a myth they created.
If the WTO and Order aren't actually opposing entities, then what's the point of this summit?
The real opposition right now comes from the Templars, the militant anti-biomodification group. The summit was only a cover to justify our public presence in Trier. Our true goal was to investigate rumors of a Templar splinter cell within the Order.
And what did you find?
With the help of Agent Morgan, I learned that Lumenon Saman is the traitor. He has converted most of the Trier Shard to his extremist views, incited the riots, and has been stealing equipment from the Panzerworks factory.
Saman? He's behind this?
Yes, everything. My kidnapping, the disabling of the gate. He's taken a critical component from it, the sequencing module, to the Order Church in Rockstadt, where his group is headquartered. Once you get that module from him, you'll be able to use the gate.
Thank God she's all right. Good work. My people will secure the facility. In the meantime, we should follow up on what Her Holiness learned about Luminon Saman. Go to the tavern and hire a pilot. If you would like a map of Saman's compound, report to the SSC station on your way across town.
What the hell? So I should have been against these guys, both of these guys.
Mr. Dumier sent me to safeguard Miss Duclair's return.
She's all yours.
Thank you. I will be assuming command of this facility. Your presence is no longer required.
Now that you know the WTO isn't what it seems, what are you going to do? Leave the organization?
I don't know. I'm still reeling from the shock. But somehow it's starting to make sense now.
Can you forgive them?
It does make me uneasy, finding out it's all a front. But I can also see what the Illuminati are trying to accomplish and why they must work in secret. I'll probably continue publicly working for the WTO, but with a new awareness of its true importance. I don't know what I'll finally decide about the WTO, but it's hard to pass up a chance to play a role in so. Perhaps this is my destiny, to join the Illuminati in their endeavors. It just seems too.
Your presence is no longer required.
This changes everything. It just seems too surreal that the WTO.
Report to Mr. Dumier.
I'm talking.
I don't know what I'll finally decide about the WTO, but
the WTO and Order are actually two branches of the same organization?
Precisely. We could never lead humanity as one monolithic force, at least not initially. The Illuminati have always worked in secret, and the WTO and Order are just two of our present facades.
But people dedicate their lives to these causes, and it turns out they're just your pawns?
Not at all. We are humankind's servants, not their puppeteers. We knew that human society could not respond to a single voice, so we engineered these organizations. With these fronts, we can optimally lead civilization toward a bright future.
Your actions
Saman
make
really is a
little
Templar?
sense.
Unfortunately, yes. He has taken the Order's respect for nature and warped it into fanaticism. His quest for purity is just a euphemism for the extermination of modified individuals.
Surely the Illuminati can deal with a few crackpots.
Don't underestimate the Templars. Saman has amassed a great deal of support and resources for his cause.
You continue
When
to
will you
ignore
plan
my
on telling the
directives.
public about the
There will be
WTO and order
consequences.
connections?
When the time is right. Right now, the general populace simply isn't ready for this kind of information. At this stage, we're only telling select individuals in the higher echelons of each organization.
Then why are you confiding this in me?
Because you're an extraordinary creation, Alex. We've been watching your progress for a long time, waiting for this moment. We
Once
work in
more,
secret only
and my
because it best
patience
serves
will
our
have
purpose.
expired. You
In
are
time,
about to
humankind
cross
will
the
understand
threshold.
and thank us.
So wait, hold on. The coffee maker was right. Both are the same organization, but they're both the Illuminati. Okay, so that means every single ending of Deus Ex, the original, is merged into one, because otherwise the Illuminati would have been destroyed. And I've been working for both sections. I don't like this.
Once
My
more,
family has a
and
long
my
history with
patience
the
will have
Illuminati.
expired.
You might say the same of your bloodlines as well.
You are
In time,
about
it
to
will all
cross the
become clear.
threshold.
We want to bring
Once
humanity
more,
into
and
the
my
light.
patience will have expired.
We work in
You are
secret only
about
because
to
it
cross
best serves
the
our
threshold.
purpose. In
Once
time,
more,
humankind
and my
will
patience will
understand
have
and thank
expired.
us. We want to
You are
bring you.
about
Perhaps
to
this is
cross
my
the...
day.
Leave me. Report to Mr. Dumier. Your presence is no longer required. Leave me.
I don't like this. I don't like it one bit. Well, it looks like we're heading off to somewhere else.
Report to Mr. Dumier.
So all this sneaking around wasn't necessary at all.
I think these Templars are itching for a war. I've seen terrorist groups before. They lay out a lot of money for weapons, but they don't have any depth. They run out of food, ammo, morale, and then poof, they're gone. You need an economic base to run a war. Economics. That's why the WTO will always be on top. I think these Templars are itching for a war.
Whoa, what's going on over here? Huh, that's interesting. Member of the Blackgate staff. Use a new login for the Blackgate Master Control. Sorry to keep changing these, but we've got to keep security tight. Especially with all the conflict between the Order and Panzerwerks. Trier isn't as safe as it used to be.
I think I might have company.
We made vast strides in controlling and sustaining body functions for patients in cryostate. The mortality rate for reawakening has also dropped to acceptable risk levels. However, it must be remembered that individuals emerging from the state are often weak and disoriented for a period of time. Attack at low temperatures again. I really want to get into there.
Stay sharp.
Let's see, there should be a concussion grenade around here. I think I saw one. I'm going to see if I can't blow that door up instead of wasting 3 multi-tools on it.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, I'm sure there isn't.
I've got you covered.
There we go, concussion grenade. Just drop the pistol for now. In fact, I might ultimately end up just getting rid of the pistol entirely. It hasn't been very useful for a long time. The only thing it seems to be good for is, dynamic lighting. Alright, 3 bombard canisters that I don't think I'll ever need to use. Everything's
Take it
fine.
easy over there.
Take it easy.
Antarctica's climate is harsh only to those unprepared. Look at the penguin, perfectly designed and insulated for dealing with the extreme temperatures. A feat of natural engineering.
Over there.
I want to explore this place a little more. So what do I do? Of course I take a wrong turn.
Everything's under control.
Take my pistol back, thank you. Assuming it's the right one. Yes.
Don't worry, I have this area sewed up. I've got you covered.
So are the lasers on or off? They're off now, I guess. Multi-tool? I guess there isn't any other reason to go here until I get to that part, but it's worth it to look at it, I guess. Well, it's time to get out of here and figure out where to go from there. Unless I think I just took a wrong turn again. Oh well, let's look upstairs then. Alright, I think I'm starting to run out of steam here a little bit. So let's run on back to the commander guy, have a little chat with him. And I'll probably call it quits then. Leave the going to the other place to get the thing for next session, whenever that will be. I'll just be moving along then. Hell.
Impressive work taking down that bot. Maybe Panzerwerks mechs aren't all they're cracked up to be. Now I can breathe a little easier. Who knew the summit would stir up this much trouble?
I decided I should probably check in with Tracer Tong here before talking to the security guy.
I found her Holiness. Turns out she's Nicolette Duclair, an Illuminatus.
Of course she is. That was my precise purpose in sending you to save her, so that you would believe me when I say that we face a great danger. The Illuminati have been very successful at reshaping the post-collapse world. Control of our technology would allow them to create a hand-picked ruling elite.
How can they simultaneously support the ideals of the Order and the commercialism of the WTO?
The Illuminati have always sought just one thing: centralization. Centralization of wealth, power, and ideology. The implementation details are unimportant.
So they centralize wealth with the WTO and ideology with the Order. What about power?
That they hope to get from us. Work with our charming co-conspirators just a little while longer. When you have the sequencing module for the gate, you'll be free to contact JC on your own. Extraordinary times, my young friend. We are about to see the rebirth of global civilization. What form it takes will shape human history for centuries. JC's vision 2 decades ago was far ahead of our means to implement it. But that is about to change. The rest of your questions will be answered in due time. The rest of your questions will be answered in due time.
The commander can answer your questions.
Alright, time to finish this off. But first, can I even pick anything up in here? Or did I already take everything? Nope.
Guess you guys pulled it off. I asked Mr. Dumier how I joined something like Special Ops, and he just shrugged me off. Guess you have to be modified to see any real action. I applied for infusions, but they said my lipids were weak. I think I should get a second opinion. I applied for infusions, but...
Admirable job at the gate. I figured they'd bring in a specialist. Looks like we have a fight on our hands. I'm not worried about a little bit of body armor. The Templars are a cult. They don't have the training to stand up to a WTO division. Looks like we have a fight on our hands.
Your followers haven't expelled you yet?
Word is leaking out that Her Holiness and I have been secretly working together. I think we can spin that into diplomatic ties.
Or private negotiations. How does that sound, darling?
No need for people to have the perception that we started these organizations for some other purpose.
Unless somebody tells them.
I could tell them myself. They would think it was the same old story. The Illuminati secretly controlling the world. Who? Some might believe it, but everybody else would laugh in my face.
People want to believe certain things about their leaders. That's always been our key to power.
You said you had a map of the Templar compound.
Yes, of course. Here you are. Find the sequencing module. Go through the gateway to JC Sanctuary. We have our own interest in protecting JC Denton from the Templars.
I would think that you and Apostle Corps would be bitter enemies.
We are, but first the clam must give up its pearl. Good luck, Special Agent Denton. We will call on you when the time comes. In case you need a pilot to take you to the compound, the Nine Worlds Tavern is a good place to hire one.
That was a pretty low trick you played on the world, taking advantage of the collapse to seize power and then deceiving people with a phony conflict between business and idealism.
No society is without this conflict. Our intention is to develop both principles and then integrate them into an open, secular society.
One puppeted by the Illuminati.
Our work has always done more good than harm. The collapse would have been far more devastating if Chad and I hadn't served the memory of my mother and of my family's history by rebuilding the Illuminati organization, which was nearly destroyed by MJ-12.
There was a time when we were the rebels. The older generation had failed us in so many ways. But now we see that the flaw was in their methods, not their intentions.
Their intention to disguise tyranny with so-called free institutions.
The average citizen in a society of billions is never free, whether because of tyranny or simply because of the contrast between his small size and the size of the government.
We plan to give people a sense of freedom and a prosperous world. In practical, historical terms, that's about as good as it gets.
Be there for us, Alex. The critical time is approaching. The old order is generally recognized as the high point of civilization. We simply want to revive it. Decide where you stand, Alex. It won't be long before you have to choose.
And I think the choice is clear. Against you.
J.C. Denton did what the Illuminati asked. He destroyed Bob Page, the leader of MJ-12. Don't be tricked into believing that the Ilios-J.C. hybrid is true to J.C. It might have its own agenda. One driven by a well-disguised machine intelligence. I have business to attend to.
You grew up in hard times, Alex. Don't let that make you into a cynic. Order will prevail. It always does, whether the cause is mystical or merely secular. I can't believe that madman Saman has transformed the Rockstadt Church into a barracks. Help us put the world back together, Alex. You grew up in hard times, Alex. Don't let that make you into a cynic.
Alright. Well, that seems like a good place to stop. Just about to embark on yet another mission, this time for the Illuminati. Very frustrating idea to even think of. So angry I'm gonna throw crap around. Yeah, look what's there. That'll be it for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Deus Ex Invisible War.